All right, so we're going to talk about dividing and mixed numbers, okay? So let's think about what we know from our previous video of dividing fractions. We know that when we talk about a reciprocal is just a flipped fraction. So you take the numerator and the denominator and you switch their positions. You flip it upside down. Well, so with these whole numbers, it's still going to be the same concept, but I've got that whole number to take care of first, which means I have to turn this into an improper fraction. And our strategy to do that is what we call the Texas two-step. So I would have 8 times 5, which gives me 40, plus 3 more would give me 43 fifths. So the reciprocal of 43 fifths would be 5 over 43. 2 and 1/5, if I turn that into an improper fraction, 5 times 2 gives me 10, plus 1 more gives me 11 over 5. So the reciprocal would be 5/11. 4 and 2/3 would give me 3 times 4 is 12, plus 2 more is 14/3. So the reciprocal, flipping it upside down, would be 3/14. 3 and 1/20. 3 times 20 gives me 60, plus 1 more gives me 61 over 20. Flipped, that would be 20 over 61. And then 7 times 1 would give me 7, plus 1 more would give me 8 over 7. So the reciprocal would be 7/8. Okay, so same concept, we just have to do that Texas two-step first. So when we divide fractions, our saying still stands that dividing fractions is easy as pie. Just flip the second and multiply. Okay, so I have 2 divided by 4 and 1/6. So remember, my 2 stays the same, but because it's a whole number, I have to put a denominator of 1 underneath it. I'm going to change the division to be multiplication. And before I can flip 4 and 1/6, I've got to turn it into an improper fraction. So 6 times 4 would give me 24, plus 1 more would give me 25 over 6. So flipped, or the reciprocal, would be 6 over 25. Nothing to cross simplify here. So 2 times 6 gives me 12. 1 times 25 gives me 25. And just to make sure, I cannot simplify 12 25ths. So that is my final answer. 2 and 1/5 divided by 1 and 1/3. Again, I'm going to leave that first fraction the same, but since it's a mixed number, I've got to turn it into an improper fraction. So 5 times 2 would give me 10, plus 1 more gives me 11 fifths, times, I have to find what this is as an improper fraction. 3 times 1 gives me 3, plus 1 more gives me 4 over 3. So the reciprocal, or flipped, it would be 3/4. So I have 11 times 3, which gives me 33. 5 times 4, which gives me 20, and I can simplify this. 20 will go into 33 one time. I have 13 out of 20 left over, and I cannot simplify 13/20ths, so it's my final answer of 1 and 13/20. One more for us. I have 4 and 1/2 divided by 5. I'm going to turn 4 and 1/2 into a mixed number. So 2 times 4 gives me 8, plus 1 more gives me 9 halves, times the reciprocal of 5 would be 1/5. So I have 9 times 1 gives me 9. 2 times 5 gives me 10. So 9/10. So again, the same idea. We just flip the second and multiply. We just have that extra step of doing the Texas two-step to turn all of those mixed numbers into improper fractions.